Change is evident, but there's no season like fall that makes this abundantly clear. Join me, Taylor, for a slow flow to help you embrace the change of routines and schedules. I recommend having 2 blocks close by. We'll start today sitting in a cross-legged position, otherwise known as meditation pose. If you would like to sit up on a block or a cushion of any sort, you may do so. You just want to make sure your hips are tilted slightly forward if you do. And you can also have your blocks up close towards the top of your mat for easy access when we'll need them. Otherwise, hands can come to rest on your thighs, palms face down if you need more of a grounding gesture, if you feel like you're really up in your head, or palms face up if you feel like you need to receive some energy. If you can't decide, one up, one down is perfectly okay as well. I invite you to close down your eyes or soften your gaze towards the top of your mat. And then imagine there's a weight attached to your tailbone. Gently pulls you closer towards the earth. Sticks your sit bones onto the mat, holding you steady, secure in this place. Allow your shoulders to rock back slightly so they stack over your hips. Let your ribs glide up and away from your hip bones as you reach the crown of your head up towards the sky. Shoulders soften away from your ears as you sit tall. Now that your spine is long, I invite you to deepen your breath. Inhale, breathe into the belly, ribs, and chest. Exhale, allow the torso to gently hug back in. Inhale, send your breath to all corners and spaces in your torso towards your shoulders and your hips. Exhale, think more of a release, a hug than a squeezing in. Inhale, deep breath, moving a little bit closer to the full capacity of your lungs. Exhale to soften at ease. 2 more. Option to keep your eyes closed as you inhale. Send your chest, your ribs forward. Bring an arch to your back. Then send your ribs over towards the right, like you're trying to stick them out to the side. Exhale as you send the back side of your heart space, your ribs towards the back of the room. Send your ribs over towards the left. And then we'll start the inhale again, ribs forward. Like you're creating a giant circle with your ribs around your tailbone. Your tailbone, your spine is like your center, even though your spine is moving, and you're trying to get around that tower, that length in the middle. And really focus on your ribs guiding the movement here. Your sit bones, your tailbone are still heavy into the mat or into whatever prop you're sitting on. And if this feels weird sitting on a prop, just go ahead, come off of it. And I invite you to keep this slow or slow this down if you find yourself moving pretty fast. And then the next time you come forward, switch to the other direction. Ribs forward, then out to the left, back, and to the right. Seeing if it feels a little bit awkward to change things up. If it takes a little bit of adjustment or more concentration, Much like when the seasons change, we can see this in our practice as well. When something shifts, it's a little, take notice, and then we keep going. We rest when we need, and then we get back on the mat, get back to moving. Gently invite the circles to become slower and slower until eventually the movement is so subtle, if someone were to watch you, they couldn't even tell that you were moving. And eventually we land in stillness. And take a beat to notice if there's more space in your spine, a little bit more freedom. As you inhale, chest ribs forward, chin may lift slightly. Think cow-like pose. Exhale, rock back on your sit bones. Send the back of your heart space towards the back. Think cat pose. Inhale forward. Exhale back. One more round, just to warm up the spine fully. Give it some love. And come forward onto your hands and knees into a tabletop position. Shoulders stacked over wrists, hips over knees. Spread your fingertips wide. Push into the tops of your feet to find stability. Inhale, crown of head moves away from tailbone, and gently pull your belly button in and up. Keep the pressure to push into the top of your left foot as you flex into your right and send the sole of your foot up towards the sky. Knee comes off the ground. So you're creating a 90-degree angle with your right leg. Imagine you're trying to press your foot up towards the ceiling. Keep a flat back here. Inhale, kick the right foot even higher. Chest can guide open. Gaze ahead, back arches. Exhale, keep your foot just as it is. Guide your knee in towards your chest and tend your forehead towards your knee into a curl. Inhale to open, kick foot up and back. Exhale, guide knee down and in. Once more. Inhale, neutral spine, knee in line with right hip. Then guides the right knee out towards the right, forward, down and back. So you're creating a hip circle. Your knee is drawing the circle here. Maybe you feel a little bit in the left glute, that's okay. Finish up this circle. Start the next and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Maybe your hands walk forward slightly. So you end up in this wide lunge into a lizard. Allow your left hip flexor to melt towards the ground. And maybe you take your blocks here and put them underneath your hands. If you'd like a bit more space to lift, extend your spine, this can feel nice. And create a little bit of softness underneath the wrists as well. Perhaps here you have a gentle sway of your upper body, like the beautiful colors of the fall leaves in the wind before they fully let go and float to the ground. Just like the seasons, we are here to experience change. Nothing is meant to stay the same. The only thing that is constant is change. I invite you to come into stillness. Notice what it feels like. Press into your left hand. Right fingertips reach towards the sky. Easy twist. Open your chest towards the right hand side. Imagine there's a wall behind you. You gently lean back into it. You are fully supported here. As you take a deep inhale, fingertips reach a little bit farther. Exhale, right hand touches down. Step your right foot back, knees wide, toes touch and your sit bones back. Blocks may move off to the side as you come into a wide-legged child's pose. Fingertips reach forward, chest, forehead melt towards the ground. 3 deep breaths here. Press into your palms. Use that pressure to help pull you all the way up. Shoulders come to restack over wrists, hips over knees, tabletop position. Left hand side, firm press into top of right foot, flex left foot, sole reaches, kicks towards the sky. Check in with your torso, knit your ribs in, find that flat back. Then inhale, kick left foot up, chest gaze forward. Exhale, pull it all in. Keep a flex with your foot as you curl. 2 more. Move with your breath. Always the option to close down your eyes. Come to a flat back. Guide your left knee out to the left, forward, down, and back. Get into those hips. It's always said that we store a lot of emotion here, and as things change, it's always good to check in. This circle, take a big step forward with the left foot, land it to the outside of left hand. It can be on your mat, on the edge, off, that's okay. Option here for blocks as well. Bring a softness to your elbows as you guide yourself to float from side to side, maybe down and up in circles, whatever feels best for your spine today. And if you don't know, you experiment, you try, and your body will let you know if it feels good or not. Right hip flexor pulls towards the mat. As you come to stillness, rest in this pose. Notice what it feels like in your body. Not just in your right hip flexor, but in your left hip, left glute. Your shoulders, can they guide away from your ears? Shift your weight into your right hand. Peel your left fingertips up towards the sky. Easy twist. Lean back as chest opens. Fingertips reach even higher. Exhale, left hand back to your prop or the mat. Set your props to the side, both hands to the ground. Step back into downward facing dog. Spread your sit bones wide, big bend into your knees. Melt your chest towards your thighs. Notice if you splay your ribs out, can you gently hug them in? And then think of widening in your upper back, shoulders down and out. Maybe you walk your dog out here, or perhaps stillness feels best for you today. 2 more breaths. And on your next inhale, right toes sweep up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee curls in towards your chest. Plant your right foot between your hands. Left heel comes to meet the ground, parallel with the back of the mat. Windmill your arms all the way up, parallel with the mat. Warrior 2, right leg forward. Big bend into your right knee. Look down, check in. Can you see your right big toe? Maybe your hands come to your hips and you give them a little bit of a wiggle or some circles. Really find a spot that feels comfortable for them and they're even so that your hips are side by side. One's not hiked up. Gaze over your front middle finger and really think of getting wide in this pose. How can you take up more space? Inhale, flip your front palm, reach your right fingertips as far forward as you can. Exhale, left hand to back thigh, right hand reaches up and over, reverse warrior. Keep the bend in your front knee. Send your right ribs out towards the top of your mat. Deep inhale. Exhale, right forearm to right thigh. Sweep your left arm forward, down, and up. Peel your chest open. Guide your left shoulder down and away from your ears. You lean back into that imaginary wall. Deep inhale here. Exhale, legs stay where they are. Fingertips reach towards the ground and then forward. Think warrior two legs, downward dog, upper body. Guide your left heel in, goddess legs. Fingertips can continue to reach in front of you and invite a gentle sway from side to side like the leaves in the wind. Allow your upper back to be fluid. Your legs are guiding you. Turn your left toes out, your right toes point towards the edge of the mat. So right foot is now parallel with the back of the mat. Walk your hands, or front of the mat, you walk your hands towards the back and then windmill them all the way up. Warrior two, left leg in front, so facing different direction now. Big bend into the front knee, get wide at the same time as you pull up on the inner arches of your feet all the way up your inner thighs to your heart space. Shoulders widen, upper back widen. Imagine someone's pulling on your wrists to help you take up even more space. Flip your front palm, reach your fingertips forward, reverse warrior. Big inhale, breathe into the left-hand side of your ribs. Exhale, left forearm to thigh, right arm sweeps forward, down and up, chest spirals towards the sky. Inhale here, really draw your right shoulder back in space. Exhale, walk your hands down and forward. Stay bent in your left knee, warrior two legs, downward dog, upper body. Guide your right heel in, big bend into both knees. Find a gentle sway once more. Strain into your legs, turn your toes in, send your fingertips back between your legs. Have a micro bend in your knees. Spiral your thighs inward as you spread your sit bones wide and reach your fingertips back in space. And let your head be heavy like a bowling ball, pulling you closer towards the ground. Walk your hands out in front of you. Walk back towards top of the mat. Plant your hands. Step back, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Come forward onto your knees. Send your sit bones back onto your heels, one hand to heart, other to belly. Allow your breath to soften, to release control. Maybe you notice how your chest and your belly lift your hands with each inhale. And notice how you feel. Notice how you think about change. Does it make you feel worried, stressed, uneasy? Or is there a way for you to be excited about the change? Not necessarily prepared for it, but aware of it. To recognize it is a part of life, a part of each season, a part of the earth. Change is not about you, it is beyond you. And it's up to you to embrace it, to accept it, and to move with it. Take your time as you come forward so you can send your sit bones off to the side or your heels off to the side. Sit bones to the mat, hands to backs of thighs, and slowly walk your hands down your legs so you come to rest on your back. Legs wide, arms wide into Shavasana. Perhaps you like to gently draw your shoulder blades together to elevate the heart. And then soften. Imagine there's dirt beneath you. That's soft. And the heaviest parts of you, the back of your head, your glutes and hips, your heels, sink into the dirt, creating mounds underneath your low back, your knees, so that you are fully supported in this shape, in this place of ultimate surrender. You can find ease during the change, even when it seems chaotic. Allow your breath to deepen. Maybe your head rolls from side to side. Invite movement into your fingers and your toes, ankles and your wrists. Take a deep inhale as you stretch your fingers back, point your toes forward. Exhale out through the mouth, side out. Gather your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug for showing up, for doing the thing. And then roll over towards your right hand side into fetal position. And take your time as you push yourself up. We'll meet in a comfortable seat with hands in prayer at heart center. Bow your head so your third eye meets your fingertips. And thank yourself for showing up today, for doing this act of self-love for your mind, body, and your soul. Lift your head back up. May you feel kind words. May you speak kind words. May you think kind words. Together, we bow forward and say thank you. Let me know what change has been happening in your life lately in the comments below. I'd love to connect with you. Until next time, have an absolutely fantastic day. Bye for now.